The breeze caught me off guard. It was one of those mornings when the air feels alive, carrying echoes of things you thought you'd forgotten. I stood barefoot on the porch, a cooling cup of coffee between my palms, watching sunlight creep slowly over the grass. Then came the wind, sudden, almost mischievous. It lifted the hem of my dress. Too familiar, too deliberate, as if the past itself had brushed against me. That's when I saw him. Mark, my son-in-law, standing at the bottom of the steps. For a moment, neither of us moved. The air still, but something heavier settled in its place, an invisible tension that pressed between us. His eyes met mine, and, in that quiet exchange, something shifted. He didn't look shocked or ashamed. It was something else. A recognition that shouldn't have existed between us, but did. One glance, and suddenly the line between memory and desire felt dangerously thin. Before I go further, I just want to thank all of you who listen, who feel, who stay. You are the reason these stories breathe. And this one still haunts me. So stay with me till the end, because what happened next I never could have imagined. My name is Lorraine.
I'm 60.
My life now is quiet. Too quiet sometimes. My little white house sits just outside Savannah. Walls filled with photographs of a family that has drifted like sand through open fingers. My husband left 2 years ago. 34 years together, erased in a single conversation. He didn't leave me for love. He left me for youth. A Pilates instructor, perfect smile, hollow eyes. I didn't cry when he left. I'd already cried enough while he was still beside me. Mark is 35. He's been with my daughter Julia nearly a decade. They used to glow. Young, certain, untouchable. She once told me he saw her in ways no one else did. But lately, she says he barely looks at her at all. That morning on the porch, after the wind betrayed me, he finally spoke. "Morning, Lorraine." His voice cracked softly, but enough to leave a mark. "You're early," I said, though I had no idea why he was there. He smiled, uncertain. "Julia said you needed someone to check the gutters."
A lie.
Julia hadn't mentioned him. I hadn't asked. I should have closed the door. Should have protected what was left of my peace. But instead, I stepped aside.
Come in, he whispered.
That night, I couldn't stop thinking about him. Not because of what happened, but because of what didn't. I stood in front of the mirror, tracing my own reflection, wondering what he'd seen. Not the lines, not the gray, but the woman beneath it all. The one who'd been invisible for so long. The next day, he came back. His truck pulled into my drive as the sun sank behind the trees. This time I was ready.
Sweater neat, shoes on. No excuses.
"Still worried about the gutters?" I teased. He smiled faintly. "Actually, Julia said your faucet was dripping." Another lie. Another doorway I didn't close. He sat at my kitchen table, fingers resting on a coffee cup, tracing slow circles along its rim. I moved about pretending to clean, feeling his gaze follow me, not with hunger, but with recognition. Loneliness recognizing loneliness. "You doing okay?" he asked finally.
"I've fine, Elid."
"You seem quieter lately." "I am," he nodded, eyes heavy. "Sometimes I walk around the house and feel like a guest, like we're pretending to be who we used to be." I should have stopped him there, but I didn't. "Marriage isn't always a home," I said. "Sometimes it's just a hallway full of locked doors." And just like that, something opened. We talked for hours about silence, about the way love fades when no one's looking. He said he missed being seen. I said I missed who I was when I was loved. When his hand brushed mine as he reached for the sugar, neither of us moved. It was nothing, and yet it was everything. After my husband left, he took nothing except the feeling of being seen. Mark saw that. Maybe that's why he kept coming back, not for temptation, but connection. Each visit, the lies grew smaller, the truth harder to hide. One evening as he lingered by the door, he said softly, "I tell you things I don't even tell Julia. Is that wrong?" "Maybe," I said, "but it feels honest. That's why I keep coming back." The third time, there were no excuses, no mention of sinks or gutters. Julia had taken the kids to her in-laws. Mark's truck appeared again, unannounced, yet expected. He didn't knock, just waited. When I opened the door, I didn't move aside. I simply looked at him. He looked back, then walked in.
We didn't speak.
The house was quiet, sunlight bleeding across the floor like time itself was holding its breath. He sat, hands clasped, eyes full of something neither of us could name. Finally, he whispered, "I think about you more than I should." I sat beside him, pulse trembling in my fingertips. "Do you think about Julia when you're here?" He hesitated. I tried to. That answer hurt in ways I can't explain. We sat there, not touching, just breathing the same air, close enough to feel everything we shouldn't. Then his hand hovered between us, waiting. I didn't take it, but I didn't pull away either. And that was enough to change everything.